Sometimes love comes softly into our lives, and we open our hearts without thinking twice. But not every smile, not every promise is meant to stay. This is the story of Elena and the 5 lessons she learned before falling in love again.
Elena was sitting in her favorite corner of the cafe, her hands wrapped around a cup of coffee that had gone cold long ago. The city outside was busy, but her mind was quiet, almost too quiet. A month had passed since her breakup with Ryan, yet the weight of it still pressed on her chest. She had believed Ryan was everything she ever wanted, kind, confident, and caring. At least, that's what he seemed like in the beginning. Slowly, she began to notice things that didn't feel right, but she ignored them, thinking that love meant adjusting and understanding. Now, with time and space between them, she was finally seeing things clearly. Her friend, Clara, joined her that afternoon, bringing a soft smile and 2 muffins. "You've been quiet lately," she said gently. Elena gave a small laugh. "Just thinking about everything that happened. I keep wondering what I could have done differently." Clara leaned back. "Maybe it's not about what you did wrong. Maybe it's about what you should remember next time." That night, those words stayed with Elena. She opened her old notebook and began to write down her thoughts, not out of anger, but as lessons for her future self. Elena remembered the early days with Ryan, the good mornings, the compliments, the laughter. But soon, the tone of his words changed. He began to interrupt her during conversations, make jokes that felt a little too sharp, and dismiss her opinions as overthinking. At the time, she laughed it off, but now she knew better. Love without respect is just attention, and attention fades fast. Ryan was full of promises. He often said he valued honesty, loyalty, and kindness. But his actions told another story. He would cancel plans last minute, get defensive when questioned, and blame her for things that weren't her fault. Elena used to hold on to his words, hoping one day his actions would match them. They never did. Now she understood that real love doesn't need to keep proving itself with big speeches. It shows itself quietly in small, consistent ways. Before she met Ryan, Elena painted almost every evening. Her small studio was her peaceful escape. But over time, she noticed he didn't like it. "You spend too much time with those paints. Why can't you just relax and watch something with me?" At first, she tried to balance both, but slowly she stopped painting altogether. It wasn't until after the breakup that she picked up her brushes again, and with every stroke of color, she felt a piece of herself return. She realized love should add to your life, not take it away. There were moments, even in the beginning, when something inside her felt uneasy. When Ryan got angry over small things or questioned her too much about her friends, a quiet voice in her head whispered, "This isn't right." But she ignored it, thinking maybe she was just being sensitive. Later, she understood that her intuition had been right all along. Sometimes your instincts see red flags before your heart does. When things finally ended, Ryan told her coldly, "You'll never find someone who loves you like I did." It hurt, but deep down she knew he was wrong. Love shouldn't make you feel small. It shouldn't make you doubt your value. Real love sees you fully, without conditions or control. Elena closed her notebook and exhaled slowly. The tears that came weren't from sadness anymore, but from relief. She was finally free, not just from the relationship, but from the version of herself that thought love meant sacrifice. A few months later, Elena was smiling again. She had started painting regularly, spending weekends with friends, and even traveling alone. She wasn't afraid of love anymore. She just understood it better now. And whenever she saw someone rushing into a relationship, she'd quietly say, "Take your time. Love is beautiful, but make sure it's kind." Before falling in love, remember to keep your respect, independence, intuition, and self-worth close. A good relationship will never ask you to give them up.